Hey folks, welcome back to another battle report, and it's this time I got to choose the scenario, and up against the Shadow Warriors again. So this time Dristan and his warband is going to be doing the Weirdstone hunt, I believe it is. Basically you get D3 shards of Weirdstone apiece. We both managed to get one, and then you lose one for each hero you lose, and your opponent gains one for each hero he kills. So every time you kill a hero, you lose one. Every time you kill an enemy's hero, you gain one of theirs. So there's a maximum of 2 up for grabs here. But I decided to play this because I needed a bit more cash, because I'm struggling here. It's my 4th game now. I haven't won one yet, and these Shadow Wars I'm sure are going to be annoying. The upside here of it, he's got 3 heroes and I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got 5 heroes, so I'm hoping just pure number I'll get someone to survive, and I can just take out a few of his. And here's just a quick look at my opponent's warband. As you can see here, sorry, he's got 4 heroes. He's got 3 heroes of some level I'm not sure on. The guy in the white crystal next to him is his leader. And then the 3 guys down the bottom end, which you notice are normal regular high elf archers, are his henchmen. But these guys all have just bows, not long bows or anything. That's why he's managed to get so many. So he's got 2, 4, 6. Oh, he's got as many as me. Oh, that was a good start. I've got just as many as the Ruddy Elves. So we start moving up, as you can see here. My main plan here is just to get Eleanor protected, my warlock. Since she's got that firebolt, which is strength 4, that should be just awesome for knocking out some of the elfy heroes. So it's just, I've moved up here down the bottom end and just moved to the woods, trying to stay in cover, putting all my lesser heroes out front to hopefully take a few shots. And our opponent moves up with his warband up towards the wall, and also has got the henchman coming around that top middle building there. It's going to be coming around to the left hand side. So I'll move up to the centre, try and take as much as cover as I can. And you can see Eleanor's well at the back there. I'm staying behind as many as possible, because in this game you can only shoot the closest model unless it's harder to hit than another model. So if I had a model in cover and a model out in the open, he can shoot a more distant one because it was out in the open. But other than that, keeping all my guys out in the open so he doesn't get that buff, and keeping Eleanor well at the back safe. Unfortunately, is it Bretonnia, I think? My squire there, he with a shield, I was using him to protect my longbowman to hopefully have a shot against his own henchman. Being toughness 3 and no armor, I was hoping to do some damage there before he does to me. But unfortunately, he took out Bretonnia, even though he was carrying his shield and whatever else there to keep him alive. He went down pretty quick on the first round of shooting. And in my turn, Eleanor is just proving herself to be so worthwhile. I wish she'd gain experience like a hero and gain it for each of her kills. Here she managed to send a fireball down and just burns this elf, which is just perfect. The other thing I wish, maybe I should have made all my squires combat guys instead of shooter guys. Ballistic skill 2 isn't that great. By the time you've got long range or a wall, you're mostly hitting on 6s or just unable to hit them. So I'm just going to be closing here as best I can. So Matthews has been a bit far back and was out of that long range, so I decided to move him up here. Also, I'm going to move him to position to protect my bowman, because my bowman's got better ballistic skill, that's going to hit better. And between the both of them, I actually managed to stun one of the enemy henchmen. In the centre there, I managed to knock down his leader. Again, this isn't we're shooting with my guy. This is just Eleanor. The fireball's like a 7 to cast, so it's an average roll. So she's doing all right so far and doing me proud, as it knocks them down and gives me a chance to take on the other 2. Then I've got my opponent's turn. His hero gets back up again. Yes, it is a 0. Yeah, it's leader, and starts taking shots at my guys, but because I'm behind a wall, it's -1 to hit. It either doesn't hit me, or my lucky charms have come in, because both my knights there are carrying lucky charms, which means you automatically ignore the first hit you take in the battle. In my turn, I decided I'm going to charge in and get my knights into combat, because this wall's, I think, is over an inch. I only initiative test just to clamber over it and take it, and both Tristan and Baron, the knights, failed to get over it. Obviously the heavy armour and shield and equipment they're carrying is a bit too much for clambering over walls, so my plan there of a nice awesome charge just to go in and take out one of these elves is gone. So yeah, that was that. And thankfully Eleanor comes to the rescue, and she carefully shakes her head at the disappointment of the two knights next to her. She sets the enemy leader on fire. So my opponent passes his panic check because he's got 3 models down, so he'd need one, and charges in with one of his heroes into Callan on the floor there. And that's all for this side. On the other side, the Elfin Archery decided to get accurate and kill Matthias, who had moved up. If you're wondering why Matthias and Doniet have changed equipment, I think Matthias managed to get some more better combat abilities than Doniet. So Doniet ended up being armoured up and taking all the equipment off the other chap in between games. So now Matthias is a bowman, and unfortunately he's taken out before he could do anything, and my longbowman was knocked down. Unfortunately, in the combat, Callan was taken out by the elf, which is disappointing, considering I'm now also on a courage check, route check. Hopefully, if I can pass this now, I'm just going to mass ambush this one elf that's come out in the open here. No climbing over walls, which is exactly what I do here. So with all my heroes in, I'll probably try and go for Baron to try and knock him down. Maybe even Eleanor, because she won't get any experience points for it, and then leave it to Tristan himself to do the final mercy blow, which is what he does. And with all those heroes out, my opponent decides to automatically fail the rat chest, which I don't blame him for. He's got 1 hero left, so he can make just a little bit of money. And yeah, it went all right. This is the first win for the Bretonnians, and mainly thanks to my warlock mercenary, who is Eleanor, for her fireballs. So after the battle, for my injuries, I roll up as you can see here, and unfortunately Doniet ends up with an injured leg. He obviously took an arrow to the knee, and now he's at -1 movement. Mathis managed to, obviously the endeavour of surviving the archery that came in at him, he survived with a max 66, which actually means he survived fine and gets an experience point just for surviving, so nice one to him. And it was a full recovery from Callan, so it was all good on my side. And here we have my opponent's rolls. For his leader, he was unfortunately sold to the pits, which means he ends up fighting a pit fighter, to which he nearly actually managed to beat him. Unfortunately, the pit fighter's helmet saved him from being stunned, and got up and got his revenge and took him out from there. And the next guy he ended up with he was obviously thumped on the head, watching his mate next to him burn alive, meant that he's going to be suffering a bit, and he's suffering from stupidity. And the chap on the far end there, he's got 52, was after the full recovery. So his heroes are looking a bit rough and ready right now. And for my skill points, my longbowman has obviously watched how the elves fire their arrows at him, has got a lot better, and he's now become a hero. So as well as being upgraded to a hero, you also roll for the experience he gained, so he gets another roll as well. He ends up with a 9 and a 6, which means he ends up with +1 toughness. This dude is a toughness 4 longbowman, so his resilience of fighting the elves at archery has often made one tough cookie. I actually have a hero model which I wanted to paint. I've managed to get hold of on eBay for my Bretonnians anyway. If you've come via my blog, you've probably already seen him. It's the Celt of Kerno.blogspot.com. Yeah, it's Bertrand the Brigand, so it's just fantastic. Though I don't think I can afford a sword right now. Though I should have quite a few pennies after this game, but yeah, I don't think I'll have enough to buy him a sword. But yeah, Bertrand the Brigand will be making an appearance in the next one for my hero longbowman. And then just overall, let's have a look through what I got. So I got a new skill for Baron, top hand side there, and he ended up with, what's he got? I think he ended up with Knight's Step Aside, I think he ended up with. That's his new skill, 66. We also have a new skill for my Warlock as well. She, funnily enough, went for Sorcery, so she gets +1 for casting magic, which means her fireballs now cast on a 6, which is just brutal. And then for my Questing Knight Tristan, he rolled a 6, which I'm just going to have to look up and see. And a 6 and a 4, which I believe was +1 attack. Yep, that's +1 attack. So he's now got 2 attacks, so he is pretty brutal now. So it's 2 attacks, and yeah, pretty good all-round little team now. And I'm back up to my 6 max of heroes, so I'm making as much money as I can. And because I obviously killed more heroes than my opponent, I also ended up with 2 shards of Weirdstone as well. So this was a very cost-effective battle, and my first win for the Bretonnians. So with the money, I don't actually spend that much, because I spend 15 on keeping Eleanor, keeping the payments going towards the Lady of the Lake, obviously. And I end up buying 1 more men-at-arms with a halberd, just to give me some high-strength attacks. I'm still not sure what to do with my 2 squires for shooting, because I just don't think it's worth giving them the shooting capability. I might arm them up later on and buy some equipment for them. So after all said and done, that was pretty good. Good round, good fight, and I've got another one coming up soon. So hopefully my warband will stay alive. Tristan will carry on leading them into the hell that is Mordheim, and do all right. So I'll see you on the next one. All right, guys, farewell.